All right, hello and welcome to a session of Fit Essentials Basics. My name is Shauna and we're going to go ahead and get started coming to standing. All right, go ahead. Oh, let me get my clock started here. Hey, Ann, welcome. Yay, good to see you. All right, go ahead and come on up to standing. Bring your feet just underneath the hips, hands in front of the chest. Always great to see your smile. We're gonna do our 3 rounds of breathing. Just breathe in, reaching your arms out, outstretch, open through the chest and heart. And exhale, bring the arms down to the side. Fantastic. Twice more. Just do the best you can. Reach your arms long, open through the shoulders. Fantastic. And last time, breathe and reach. And exhale, relax. Very good. From here, just let yourself kind of bounce into the legs back and forth. Let your arms be heavy at the side and just start through the shoulders, right? Rotate back and forth. And now we're going to guide those hips around. Try to get a little bit more momentum and just the arms hit against the body. This helps increase the flow of all the different types of fluid, our lymph, our spinal fluid, and obviously a little bit of blood flow as well. So just helps all of it wake up. Just nice, smooth breathing.
Donna, I've got to put my shoes on for a little bit because my ankle is injured. So I'm going to be sitting down most of the time. So don't think I'm just watching.
Okay, got it. Do the best you can. Reach those hands out in front of your body. And now we're going to rotate a little bit more of the torso. Rotate to one side, back to center, and then take your torso to the other side. Kind of pull that arm around just gently. We'll do that twice to each side. So take it back to the front, reach out nice and long, pull yourself to one side, look over that shoulder on that side, and then back to center. Second time on that second side, taking it around, looking the other way. Fantastic. Go ahead and come on back to center. Hands on the hips for some hip circles. Circle them around. There you go. 3 to 5 one way. And then when you're ready, take it the other direction. Nice. All right, fantastic. From here, we're gonna look to stretch out the calves a little bit. So if you have somewhere that you can set your heel down, prop your toe up, whether it's the side of a chair or the box here. So I'll demo on this chair here. So I've got the heel down, toe up. Just gonna lean into it, get a nice stretch on the back side of the calf. And then if you get to where like you don't really feel a whole lot of a stretch, you can just very gently kind of bend your knee in just a little bit, like 2 inches or so, and then extend the leg again. And then you bend the knee just a hair and then extend it back out. And then when you're ready, let's switch sides. Opposite foot, heel down, toe up, prop it against, extend it out. And if anyone's near a staircase, it's also a really great practice to kind of drop your heels off the back of a stair. Bend that knee in a little bit as you'd like, and then extend the leg. Bend that knee in a hair, and extend. One more time, in and extend. Fantastic. All right, go ahead and take it back to the start. And then you can either practice some balance here with some ankle rolls on one leg, or if you want to take a seat for these ankle rolls, you can go ahead and take a seat. But we're going to pick one foot up, sit nice and tall, and you can kind of hug that knee in if you're seated and roll that ankle around. So feel those pops and clicks. Keep those bones and joints moving. And then switch directions when you're ready, up and around. So Ann, if you're missing this now because you're getting your shoes on, if we're doing something in a little bit that you can't do, then do these ankle rolls then. Go ahead and switch legs when you're ready. Same thing other side. Around and back. All right, once we finish this, we're gonna go ahead and come on up to our feet and get a little bit more blood flow going with some marching. So standing nice and tall, shoulders back. We're gonna start with a paused march. So you wanna really think about lifting up through your midline. Stand tall out of your hips. And you're going to lift one knee and the opposite arm. See, I've already kind of lost my balance. And you shift side, push that toe down, opposite arm, opposite knee. There you go, from one side to the next. Just doing the best you can. Up and hold. We're going to go 30 seconds here. Down and switch. Just going to put the carpet under me so you can see my feet a little bit better. There we go. Everything kind of falls into that black floor otherwise. And 2, 1, and go ahead and from here into some step jacks. So arms out to the side and stepping your legs side to side. Shoulders back and down, open through the chest. There we go. Yeah. And smile as you breathe. Finding that rhythm. 10 more seconds here. Very good. From here, we're going to go into some heel raises. So instead of the knees up, you're going to think about pulling your heel towards the underside of your body. So heel up, kind of, yep, like you're trying to bring your heel towards your backside. So just like an exaggerated butt kick or heel raise. So raising that heel up instead of the knee. Get a little bit more of that hamstring action. Good job. About 10 more seconds here. Raising those heels up. And we're going to go from this heel raise into now a march and punch. So now we go back to the knees up and punch the arms across the body. And breathe. And if you can't do it standing, just do what you can from the seated position. Moving your arms and lifting your legs from the chair best you can. Fantastic. 10 more seconds here. Good. 2, 1, and rest. Next, we're going to go into some good mornings, waking up the back side of the body. So set the feet about hip width apart, toes straight ahead. Stand tall out of the hips, either over the shoulders or behind the head with your hands. Now we're going to get a little bend into those knees. From here, pull your belly button in and bow forward, setting your hips back, looking down towards the floor. Standing straight up, squeeze the glutes, and bowing forward. Looking down and stand. Good job. Couple more. Over, long spine, and straight up. As you stand, looking straight ahead, falling forward, bowing forward, rather don't fall, and stand. Fantastic. When you finish that out, we'll just finish it out here with some side steps and arm swings. We're going to open those hip flexors, and we're going to get ready for our first piece. All right, so to open those hip flexors, we're going to go standing lunge. So set your right foot forward, step your left foot back, and bring your left foot down onto the heel best you can. From here, raise your arms straight up in front of you, lifting tall. And now keeping that front heel planted, push that back hip forward and look straight ahead. Eyes up, chest up. Very good. Reaching. And I'm trying to squeeze that glute. So if you want to take one hand onto that back hip and you're trying to squeeze that glute, so kind of squeeze it into your hand as you shift that hip forward and then release. Same thing other side. And sometimes it's like, how do I get that glute to squeeze? That's why I say it a lot, because it's tough to do. So we can kind of find the glute first if you want. Wake it up, squeeze, shifting it forward. And then as you're ready, reaching those arms up, opening through the chest at the same time. Shift forward, shift back. Yep, back and forward, eyes up, chest up, open, and release. Fantastic. Alrighty, friends, we're going to get ready for some squatting. Let's go ahead and warm it up. If you have like a countertop, a table, or a chair that you can hold on to, we're going to start with our squat sit. So you're going to place the feet about hip width apart, nice tall chest, and now you can hold on to something as you send those hips back, push your knees out, come down as far as you're confident, and then you're going to push your feet into the ground to come back up. We're going to do this between like 2 and 3 times. So again, holding on, sending your hips back, keeping your chest as tall as you can, and then push through your legs and stand. One more if you can. Back, 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 coming down as far as you're able, heels down, chest up. And again, push those feet down, coming back up. Beautiful. From there, let's go ahead and open up the inner thighs. So you can still hold on to your chair or whatever you've got there. And now I've got a nice wide base stance. So feet outside the hips, bend into those knees, and we're going to do a little side lunge here. So I bend to one side. So I lunge to one side. I can hold on to my surface for balance, back to center, and then I take it the other way. Heel down, knee pushes out. So we're looking to open this inner thigh here. From the center, shift to one side, reaching those arms out for your counterbalance. Weight in those heels, back to center, and taking it the other way. Keep sitting into those heels. Good job. Maybe one more each way. Open those hips, back, center, and over. Fantastic. All right, friends, let's grab a drink. So we're going to be doing a squat with a bent over row. If you want to hold weights for your squat, we're going to hold it in one arm. So I'm going to start with it on your left side of the body, but especially on this first round, feel free if you want to go without a squat and you can, without a weight, you can squat to the chair, or you can hold your weight and squat without any assistance. So just depending upon your ability. And if you're not quite sure what we're doing, we're going to be doing 3 rounds. So you can always watch the first round and then join when you're ready. Otherwise, let's go ahead and hold the weight. If you're going to hold a little bit of weight in your left hand, I'm going to be on the right. And I'll demo the first round to the chair. Set those feet about hip width apart, slight toe out, and 2, 1, and here we go. Controlling back, sitting those hips back, chest up, and stand. Good job. And if you're holding weight, you can even just have it kind of rest on your shoulder. Yeah. Sitting back and driving through. Trying to control it all the way down, back, 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 and standing tall. Good job. Couple more. Sitting down and up. One more time. Down, down, down. Push to those feet, standing tall. Fantastic. All right, we're going to go bent over row next. So set the feet about hip width apart. Let's take your right hand, support it down on the chair or the table. Left arm's going to reach forward, and then whenever you're ready, elbow nice and high. Reaching down, rowing through. Good job. Once you know what you're doing, try to focus your gaze at your support hand. And in this position, pulling your belly button in. So supporting that back. You don't want to be arching here, so pull that belly button in, keep that back nice and flat. Reach forward, rowing that elbow nice and high. Couple more. Down and up, down and up. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and rest. And then we're going to make our way around. We're going to squat again, this time with the weight in the opposite hand if you are holding weight. So your left or my right. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Sending the hips back. Push the feet, stand straight up. Good job. Control down and up. Nice. Sink, sink, sink. And up. Good job. As you push through your heels, try to keep that big toe engaged as well. Push your toes down, back, and up. Good job. Let's go 1 to 2 more. Control, stand with power. And 2, 1, and rotate. Good job. Back to that bent over row. This time in the opposite arm. So you should be on your right arm. Set those feet about hip width apart. Support through that left hand. 2, 1. Here we go. Reach forward, row high. So we'll work on that elbow position. Elbow straight up towards the ceiling. And keeping the shoulder down out of your ear. And breathe. Exhale as you row that weight into your torso. Reach forward. And exhale. Down and up. Reach and row. Couple more. Down, 2, 1, and rest. Fantastic. Let's get a drink of water. That's set 1. Great to see your name on the screen there, Lou. Glad you're feeling better. All right, everybody. So you can stick with squatting to the chair. I'm going to show this round without the chair for the squatting portion. So if you want to work on that squat depth, then by all means, join me. Pick a side you want to start on. I'm going to be on my right to mirror you, so ideally start on your left if you want to be a mirror image. Set those feet about hip width apart, and 3, 2, 1, set 2. Send those hips back, pushing those knees out, moving with control. And if 2 sets of squats for each round feels like too much, just rest the second time. You could just do 30 seconds at a time and rest the other 30. So listen to your body. If you're just joining us for the first time in a while, just ease your way back into it. Less is more with fitness. Control down and go ahead and rest. Good job. Single arm row is next. So you're going to place your right hand down for support. Take the weight in your left hand, reaching forward, and here we go. Elbow nice and high. Reach, rowing through. We're trying to set that shoulder blade in a good position on the rib cage. Remember to connect to your breathing. So breathe in to reach, exhale on that row. Pull the belly button in. Fantastic. And 3, 2, 1, and rotate. Good job. We're going to go back to the squats. This time, if you're holding weight, you'll hold it in your left arm. All righty. My little carpet back out here so you can see the feet. Feet about hip width apart. Chest nice and tall. And here we go. Sinking back. Stand strong. Very good. There you go, Anne. Nice work. Reaching, 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 and push those legs. Good. Say something positive to yourself as you stand up. Great job. What would you say if you were trying to support and nurture a friend to keep moving? That's how you want to talk to yourself, like you were talking to a good friend. And rest. Good job. Back to the bent over row. This is the second half of set 2. Good job. Nice deep breath. Standing tall. Support that left hand down. Grab the weight with your right. And here we go. Reach forward. Elbow nice and high. Pull that belly button in. Smooth breathing. Good job. Down and up. Smooth rhythms here. You can always use a band as well if you don't have a dumbbell. Sometimes they're a little bit easier to get and use. 2, 1, and all done there. Woo, good job. Stand it up, shake it back and forth. That's 2 full sets. If you feel ready to join us for a third one, we're gonna do it one more time, but let's grab a little drink of water first. We'll take it to a little bit longer rest. All right, this will be our final bit of squats for the day. So we're going to start here in about 10 seconds. Back to the squat. If you're holding weight, it's going to be in your left hand. So go ahead and set those feet back outside the hips. Eyes looking straight ahead. And 2, 1, here we go. I'll go back to the chair for the demo here. Sitting back and drive those feet as you stand. Eyes up. Good. Control down and standing tall. Holding strong in your midline. So pull that belly button in, push through your feet. Yep. Eyes up, chest up, maybe one more. Sitting back and standing tall. Good job. Go ahead and rotate. Single arm row. Left arm, so place your right hand down. Pull that belly button in as you hinge over. And 2, 1, here we go. Reach forward and pull through. Good. Down, elbow high. Good. 15 seconds in. We do these for 30. And turn your gaze to that support hand. So kind of looking at the hand on your right side. and 2, 1, and rotate. Great job, everybody. Final set of squatting. Or if you're like, I have had enough squats, just take a break. You can even kind of march in place if you want to keep your blood flow going. Otherwise, here we go. Setting those feet. 2, 1, and controlling down. Standing strong. Good. Reach, 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 reach. Push through those feet coming up. Fantastic. Sitting back. Beautiful. Halfway through. Focus. Stand. You got it. Control down. And up. Maybe one more. Back, back, back. And standing through. Beautiful. All righty, let's finish that final row. We'll be all done with this circuit. We're going to work some balance next. Set those feet. Bend into those knees. Support that left hand. And here we go. Rowing on the right. Elbow high. Looking down at your support hand. And breathe. Good job, folks. Keep pulling those belly button is in. Holding strong in that core. I said it before, I'll say it again. That core is what supports our back. So we want to be engaged in that strong midline, holding tight, and still breathing throughout. 2, 1, and shake it out. Very good. Go ahead and come on up. Shake out those arms. And let's go side stretch. So we're going to take the arms up to overhead, or you can rest them on the shoulders. And we're going to bend to one side. Very good. And back to center and bending to the other side. So stretching that side body. Very good. On the second time, let's go one hand on the hip. So we're going to go hand on the hip and then reaching up, reaching across. Peer up towards that hand that's reaching towards the ceiling. Yep. There you go. Same thing other side. Hand on the hip. Reach that hand up and look up towards the ceiling as you reach it over your head. Good. So surely bend towards the side that you have the hand on your hip. Yep. So I have my hand on my hip and then I'm going to bend towards the side that I'm supporting the hand on the hip. There you go. You got it. Good job. Just laugh at yourself and switching sides. One more time. Hand on that hip, bending towards that side. That's why it's good to have your cameras on when you can. You can make some adjustments throughout. Good. And last time, bending towards that side. If your back gets stiff, it's really great to do these side stretches because all the tissue here runs from the side of the body into the low back. So sometimes you don't feel stiff there, right? But it's always good to kind of move our body there. All right, fantastic. Take a little drink of water, and then we're going to start our next piece. We're going to be doing some balance work with our sway, and we're going to be holding a front plank. So we'll sway, and then you're going to come into your tabletop, supporting, pulling your belly button in, and we're going to hold a plank here. Okay, just 2 movements back and forth. We're going to do it 2 times through, 45 seconds each. So for that sway, go ahead and set your feet about hip width apart, standing tall, lifting up. Bring those arms out to the side, and here we go in 3, 2, 1, and begin. Shifting your weight to one side, lifting up, and then back to the other. And while we do this, try to keep the shoulders down. So you can kind of raise the arms up, but try not to shrug up the whole time. And really patient here, lifting up through your midline, eyes straight ahead. Fantastic. And lifting through the hips as well. So we don't want to let those hips kick out. Lifting up, holding level, and just going from side to side. That's 30 seconds. We're going to go another 15 here. Be patient with yourself. Balance is tough. That's why we practice. We practice for life so that we can help prevent injuries, help keep ourselves nimble. And 2, 1, and relax those arms down. Woo! All right, we're going to go into that front plank next. You can use your chair. I'm going to use this box here. You're going to place the hands right underneath the shoulders, walk your feet back, and pulling that belly button in. Here we go. Shoulders down. We're just simply holding this bridge position. Turn your gaze so that you're looking right between your hands. And you can see I'm a little bit rounded here. I'd rather be like rounded than sinking down. So hips up, and lifting up right between your shoulders. Very good. For anybody that wants a more advanced version, you're always welcome to plank down on the floor, like the top of a push-up hold. That's 30 seconds, everybody. We're gonna go another 15. If you need to take a break, just step your feet in and come off your hands. Breathe. Keep pulling that belly button in. Almost there. Holding strong, and 2, 1, and walk those feet in. Good job. Let's take a little drink, shake out those arms, and we're gonna do that 2 more times. All right, back to our sway. So set those feet, lifting everything up, arms come out to the side, and here we go. Shifting the weight. Breathe. It's not the most exciting exercise, but that's why we do it together. Sometimes the things that we know we could do are not always motivated to do it by ourselves. I get it. As much as I've been into fitness for so long, it's always better with friends. Take it over to the other side, lifting up, hold, and take it back. Good job. That's 30 seconds done. If you need to shake out those arms for a second, drop them down, then bring them back up when you're ready. Nice work. 2, 1, and release. Good job. Making our way to that plank. So you can take it down to the floor for anyone that's more advanced here. Otherwise, make a nice wide handprint. So spread your fingers as wide as you can as you place your hands down. Step your feet back and shift your weight over your hands. Here we go. Holding strong. Pulling that belly button in and lifting up towards the ceiling. So I don't want to sink into that upper body. Pushing away. Looks good, ladies. That's 15 seconds. If anyone here is fairly mobile in your elbows, make sure you're not hyperextended. So have just a little bit of give, little bend in those elbows, but relatively straight through your arms. That's 30 seconds. You can take a break, do it. Otherwise, keep lifting up right through that mid-back. And breathe. 2, 1, and walk it in. Woo! Great job. Shake out those arms. We're gonna do that one more time through. Let me get a quick drink. All right, folks, back to our sway in 2, 1. Here we go. Arms out to the side, lifting everything up, shifting over. And if you don't feel secure to lift that foot off the ground, just try to like come off that foot a little bit so I can kind of lift my heel off the ground, pointing the toe. Or if you do feel ready to lift it up, you can just gently lift it up. Not really high, right? Just a little bit. And every time I shift sides, I gotta hold, pause. Fantastic. And check in with those shoulders, squeezing them back. The more you try to hold those shoulders back, the more it's gonna help that posture. Fantastic. Lifting up, a couple more times side to side, over and back. And release. Good job. Final plank coming up. Great work, everybody. Find the area you're going to support on. Stand nice and tall. Wide handprint. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Place those hands down and walk those feet back. Pull that belly button in, and here we go. 45 seconds. I'll try to tell you every 15. That's where you just want to kind of go to that happy place. Breathe. Some people, that's the top of a mountain peak, looking at a nice crystal clear lake. Other people, that might be the beach. Listen to the waves crash down on the shore. Oh, I didn't tell you 15 seconds. Here comes 30 seconds. So if you want to take a break at 30, by all means, this is our final plank here today. Keep lifting up those hips, not letting them drop down. Pushing through those arms. And breathing. 3, 2, 1. Walk those feet in, shake it out. Woo, take your time coming up. I got a little rush of blood to the head there. All right. Once you're grounded, once you have your wits about you, I couldn't think of my word. Let's shake out those arms. We just have one more circuit left, folks. So we're going to be doing a little bit of overhead work. So I want to stretch out the upper body just a little bit more. So let's see, you can stay standing, or if you want to take a seat for a moment, we're going to stretch the upper body. So I'm going to go your right arm, I'm going to go my left arm, reaching it straight up. We don't want to lift the ribs up here, so keep everything down, bend that elbow, and then it's really easy to kind of drop that head forward. So best you can, stay tall and see if you can reach up and grab that elbow, kind of pulling it back. And breathe here, nice deep breaths. And be kind to yourself. I know when you're in a hard stretch, it's easy to get critical. And go ahead and release. We're going to go same thing, other side. Reach that arm straight up in the air. Bend the elbow. Grab that elbow and pulling it back. Very good. Smile. Sitting tall, standing tall. Watch that head position. Try to pull that chin in and back. One more breath here and release. Very good. If you were standing, go ahead and take a seat for a second or for a minute. We're going to get some rotational work in through our mid-back. So we're going to go hand behind the head. You're going to bring your elbow towards your opposite thigh, and then you're going to sit tall and you're going to rotate, looking over that shoulder. We're going to go 5 times each side. So here we go. Hand behind the head, down, lift, and rotate. Breathe in as you close, and then exhale as you pivot. Breathe in and breathe out. And I'm just taking my hand on my inner side of my knee here just to give a little push, just to add a little bit of a rotational movement. So only do that if it feels good. Let's go one more there. I lost count. No surprise. And release. Good job. Same thing, other side. Sitting tall, hand behind the head, elbow towards that opposite thigh as close as you can. Sit and pivot, peering over that shoulder. Good. Down, lift, and rotate. Breathe in to close. Exhale on that rotation. Couple more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Last one. Breathe in. And breathe out. Very good. All right. Go ahead and come on up. We're going to revisit that tricep stretch. And if you do prefer to stay standing, you can, but I'd like to add a little bit of a hip opener to it. So you're going to step your right foot forward, left foot back. And now you're going to take your left arm and reach that left arm straight up. Bend that elbow, grab that elbow, and now you can side bend. So same idea that we did seated, but now we're just bending to the side. Breathe in. And breathe out as you go into that side bend. And this is a tough position with the head. It's kind of hard to reach those arms up there, but that's why we practice it, so we can keep our shoulders open best we can. Yep, you need to take a break, shake it out, and release. Same thing, other side. Step your left foot forward, right foot back, and now you're going to reach your right arm straight up. Bend that elbow, reach up and grab that elbow. And taking it to the side. Breathe in and breathe out. A couple more. And release. Fantastic. All right, everybody. If you have one of those bands that you could use, we're going to start the next circuit with a seated row. Okay, if you don't have a band, you could use a light weight. You can do a little bit of a bent over version if you'd like, or from seated. Okay. But let's go ahead. We're going to start into our next circuit. I'll talk you through it as we go. So we're going to take a seat, and you're going to put that band around one foot, or just mimic the best you can if you don't have the band. Sitting nice and tall, I'm going to reach forward, palms down to start, and then I'm going to row both hands together, squeezing it in, turning the palms up. Reach forward, and then backing in, turning those palms up to the ceiling. Again, reach and row. We're trying to keep those shoulders down out of the ears. Breathe in to reach. Exhale on that row. Good job. Couple more. Reach out. Pull back. Last one. Reach and squeeze back and in and relax. All right, we're gonna go overhead press next. You can just put this band underneath your hips or underneath your legs and press with the band here, or if you have weights, go ahead and grab some weights. We're gonna go alternating arms. So do it standing or seated, hands up at the shoulders, and then whenever you're ready, you're gonna push one arm up to overhead, bring it down, and switching sides, down and up. Very good, nice and smooth, push high through that shoulder. There you go, good, Shirley. Up and down, nice. And if you're standing here, just make sure you have like a little bend in those knees. Don't lock out your knees. And you want to focus midline strong. We don't want to go into a sway back position. So straight up and down. Elevate that shoulder. Fantastic. About 20 seconds left. Very good. Good reach, Ann. That looks strong. Push. Elbow comes forward on the down. Elevate. Lower. Elevate that shoulder. Lower. Maybe one more. Push. And release. Fantastic. If you are seated, if you can come to your feet, we're going to just get a little bit of blood flow next. Otherwise, just do the best you can from your chair. We're going to go into some, my brain blank, step jacks. So stepping it out. Here we go. 45 seconds, stepping side to side, raising those arms up to overhead. Or if you need a break on that overhead, go side to side here. Good. Breathe. We're going to change this part up of the workout each time, doing a little bit different activity for our movements. So you can go sometimes overhead and sometimes out to the side. Fantastic. Another 10 seconds. Then we're going to take a short break. Very good. And 2, 1, and break. All right, we're going to take about 30 seconds. Get a drink of water, and then we're going to be back for that seated row. Nice work. Okay. So if you notice which foot you have the band around, try to put it around your opposite foot. Sitting nice and tall, and we're going to reach the palms down to start. So you're reaching forward, palms down, and then here we go. Squeeze it back and in. You know, if it doesn't feel like very much resistance, I just wrap my wrists around. Some of them have handles on them with varying resistance. It doesn't have to be super hard. I'd rather have you to be able to do kind of smooth reps than really challenging reps. Reach forward, keep those shoulders open, keep them down out of your ears. So we don't want to be up here, down, nice open neck. Good work. Reaching and row. Sending those shoulder blades back on that rib cage, opening through the chest. Let's get one more in. Pause in the back. 2, 1, and release. Fantastic. Alternating overhead presses next. Seated or standing. And 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Push up, bringing it down, and switching sides, side to side. And once you get the feel of it, if you feel confident, you can push one up as you bring the other one down. So it really challenges the brain a little bit there. Push up as the other one comes down. There you go. Well done. Keep holding that midline strong. Kind of try to tense the legs a little bit. Nice strong base of support. Keep that breathing going. Fantastic. There you go. One more each side. Up, down, and release. Good job. Let's set those weights down or your band. And then we're going to go our march and punch. So standing tall, getting some good blood flow. If you can't do it standing, do it seated in your chair. Lifting your knees up, punching your arms across the body. Get that breathing going. Exhale as you punch. Good. Be nice to yourself. Be supportive of yourself. Good work. Release any judgments that you should be doing it differently or better. or that you should be stronger. It's always easy to think that we should be doing something else, but hey, this is what we're doing. We're doing our best in this moment. 10 more seconds. Exhale as you punch. And I'm kind of dropping my hands down. Try to keep your hands about shoulder height. See, I messed up too. And 2, 1, relax. Great job, ladies. Great job. Let's get a drink. We're going to take 30 seconds, and then we're going to do that one more time. All right. Final time through on that row. And take that seat. Pick the leg that you're going to put that strap around. Sit nice and tall. A little bit longer intervals today, 45 seconds. Usually we do 30. So we're going to take 3 rounds instead of 4. Reaching those arms out in front of your bodies. And 2, 1, here we go. Pull those elbows back and in. Pausing in the back. So this is our postural strength here. We're sitting tall. We're strengthening that mid back. So right between those shoulder blades. That helps us to avoid that forward posture. So we want to stay tall, stay strong. Exhale as you row. Breathe in to reach. Exhale, squeezing it back and in. Fantastic. That's 30 seconds. We're almost done. Reach, pull it back, open, and 2, 1, and relax. Good job. Overhead press. Doing great. All right, standing tall, walking those feet in, or doing it from seated, whichever is best. 2, 1, and here we go. 1 goes up, down, and then the other. Fantastic. Think about bringing that weight right over the center of your head. So try not to push it out to the side, just right over the top. There you go. Good, ladies. Straight up and down. Good job to any gents that are on the recording as well. Just happen to have ladies here today. Try not to be sexist. Push nice and high. Good job. And keep those shoulders engaged when you bring it down as well. Elbow pointing straight ahead. Very good. Nice high elevation. Push and lower. Push. Let's get 1 more each arm. Drive it up. Bring it down. Drive it up. And relax. Fantastic. Just the breathing and grooving. Set it down. Stand tall. We're going to go back to our seal jacks. So step it out. Good job. I'm going to alternate this every 15 seconds. We got our seal jacks first. Fantastic. And now we're going to go into our march. Just our regular march. You want to add like a little hop to it, kind of make it a skip. Or just like a kind of like lift the knee and then just add a little bounce. Very good. And we'll finish with our traditional step jack. If you're good to bring those arms overhead just a little bit more, we are almost done. Very good. Woo! Reach, relax, good. We're gonna get a nice good cool down stretch in here. 2, 1, and all done. All right, give yourself a round of applause. Thanks for showing up and moving your body. Great work. Grab your waters. All right, let me clean up some of this. All righty, let's go ahead and stay standing for a moment. And we're going to go behind the back stretch first. So go ahead and interlace the hands behind you. You can grab your band if you can't quite reach. Extend those elbows out, lifting up. And have your feet nice and wide here. So you can stay here, just pulling those arms up. If you feel up for a forward fold, you want to make sure you ground into your legs to start. Sitting back into those heels, and then you bow forward, sending the hips back, looking down towards your feet. Pull that belly button in. One more breath here, and then go ahead and come on up and release. Shake out those arms. Woo. A little lightheaded there myself. And then let's go ahead and put the hands on the hips, circle those hips around one more time, kind of cool them down, loosen them up. Very good. Reverse direction, same thing other way. Fantastic. And then we're going to take it down to the chair. Let's see, got a little chat box going here. Let me just see what they said. All right, thank you, Ann. I got it. All right, seated down. We're going to start with the lower body, and then we're going to finish with some stretches for the neck. So let's take your left foot. You're going to pull that left knee towards the left shoulder, and we're going to roll that ankle around. Here we go, 3 to 5 one way, and then reverse directions when you're ready. Similar to what we did earlier in the class. Very good. And set that guy down. Same thing other side. Pull that knee towards the same side shoulder. Sit tall and ankle rolls. There you go. About 5 times one way, and then take it back. Roll it the other way. Very good. And set that foot down. Going back to your first leg, you're going to see if you can take that foot up and try to get the foot, so you're going to cross it over, like you're crossing over your opposite foot. And then we're going to sit nice and tall here and hug this leg in towards your chest, using your foot to kind of pull it around. We're just looking to target this outer hip area. Breathe. And a great time to relax those eyes, close, give them a break from staring at screens. Hopefully you're not on them all day, but even when you are, just give your eyes a break. And then let's go ahead and release that leg down. Same thing other side. Sit tall first, and then try to get that knee up. See if you can hook that foot over. Sitting tall, and then we're going to pull that leg in, pulling that knee in towards the chest, almost like across the body. Again, we're looking to target this outer hip area. Good breathing. You can close those eyes if you'd like. And go ahead and release. So if that stretch was fairly intense for you, repeat that one. If you feel like you can go a little bit deeper into the hip, we're going to go into what we call our figure 4. So you're going to go back to your first leg and see now if you can get that foot up above the knee on the opposite side. From here, you just sit tall, and that might do it, right? You might be like, all right, yep, I feel it there. Or if you don't quite feel it, if you just lean forward slightly, then you're going to feel that outer hip more than likely. Just let me know if you don't. And again, if you can't quite get into this position, just hug that leg in. We're going to go another 10 seconds or so here. When we stretch, we want it to feel like it's doing something for us, but without us like feeling like we're going to sweat more than any other part of the workout. And then go ahead and release that leg down. Same thing, other side. You can try to work that foot up above the knee on the opposite leg if you can. Sitting tall and leaning forward. Don't always need to. Close those eyes. And nice deep breaths. Let all the worries go. As you exhale, try to drop your shoulders down out of your ears. One more breath here. Deep breath in and release. Fantastic. Go ahead and bring that leg back to the floor. All right. Before we go into the neck position, we're going to get a little bit of some twisting in. So we're going to take the hand to the opposite thigh. If you want to cross this leg over again, you can. I'll get you a little bit deeper into that twist. Otherwise, other hand comes up to the same side shoulder. Sit tall, and now you're going to pivot around, peering over that shoulder, and now we're going to circle that elbow up and around, back and down. 5 to 10 times. You tell which numbers I say a lot. Up and back. And try to feel that shoulder blade move up and down that rib cage. That's our whole idea here. I want to get that movement going, keeping it going. And release. Same thing other side. Sitting tall. You're going to take your hand to the opposite thigh and then opposite hand to the same side shoulder. Peer over that shoulder, and now we'll start to circle that elbow around and lifting that shoulder up and down. Trying your best to try to feel that rib cage, feel that shoulder blade move along the rib cage. Looking over that shoulder as well. Fantastic. When you're ready, go ahead and release. All right. Coming back to center, a little bit different movements than we've done before with the neck. So first, we're just going to try to really get those shoulders relaxed. So we're going to start by shrugging up and into your ears as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, drop them down. So I'll breathe in, shrug them up, and exhale, push them down, pulling them down as much as you can. Twice more. Breathe in, shrug them up, and exhale, drop them down. Really kind of exaggerate that down and back position of your shoulders. Last time. Breathe in, lift them up, and exhale, lower them down. Very good. From here, you're going to take your head and you're going to mirror me. So you're going to go ear towards your left shoulder. Just let it be like nice and heavy. And you control how much you want to do. So breathing here and think about the right shoulder. You kind of want to think about traction it down and away. And then you're going to take your chin and you're going to turn your chin down like you're trying to touch your chin to your left side collarbone. So then you kind of feel that stretch change towards the back of the neck a little bit. And then from here, we're going to circle our head around, chin down to the chest. And now you're going to come to the opposite side, and now you're going to take your ear towards your right shoulder. So just starting straight on, dropping it across, holding here for a couple breaths, still trying to keep those shoulders down out of the ears. And then when you're ready, gently rotate your chin down like you're trying to bring your chin towards your right side collarbone. Hold here for a couple breaths. And then when you're ready, we're going to go back to the first position. Chin to the chest, gently roll the head across, taking it back to the first side. So come back to center, looking straight ahead. And now ear towards your left shoulder. You're opposite of me. So you feel it like along the side here. And then when you're ready, you'll drop your chin down towards your left side collarbone. It's great to close the eyes as well. Breathing a couple times there with the chin towards the collarbone. And then when you're ready, chin towards the chest, gently rolling your head across. And now we'll bring the ear towards your right shoulder. Just gradually trying to lengthen, bringing your left shoulder down. And then when you're ready, chin towards your right side collarbone. Last one here. Breathe. And then we're just going to go ahead and circle the head around, chin towards the chest, coming back to your left side, and just very gently tilting the head back, looking up towards the ceiling. And then bringing it all the way around. Nice smooth circles, chin towards the chest. We're going to circle 2 to 3 times one way, and then we'll reverse, gently looking up towards the ceiling. Taking it around the other way. Very good. One more time around, and then I'll reverse it. Just gently tilting up. See if you can get a little bit farther each side. And switching directions when you're ready. And this is your neck area that we're stretching, so you want to be really gentle. Just looking to expand that range of motion or maintain our range of motion. Looking up towards the ceiling, just very slowly coming around while you focus to keep those shoulders down out of the ears. Overhead work, those overhead presses, really good for our shoulders, but sometimes it adds to the tension that we hold in our traps. So you want to, it's great to kind of coordinate or combine some overhead work with some focus on keeping the necks and shoulders loose. All right, everybody. So just remember those. If the next couple of days you're feeling a little bit stiff, Move your body. Movement will help keep everything loose. Okay, sometimes when we feel stiff, we want to avoid movement because it's like, it hurts a little bit when I move, but the idea is typically that you feel better the more you move. So, use your intuition, use your guidance, your internal guidance that you have, and we hope to see you all next time. Stay healthy.